It's officially a snow day in Tennessee. It's a snow day. It's a snow day. We've been spending the whole morning out in the snow, and we officially have no nanny, and I may get an interruption, but something was really deeply on my heart, and so I wanted to hop on and talk about it this afternoon. And it's all about your body wisdom and your nervous system and how it all affects you being able to live fully your mission, but not just your mission, the life of your dreams. So if you're here, say hi. I have no makeup on. I haven't even brushed my hair today. We've just been out in the snow. But say hello. Let me know where you're joining in from. I would love to say hi to you. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Kathy. Who else is joining us? I wonder if anybody else is having a snow day. Anybody else in full-blown snow day vibes? Hi, Gabrielle. Hey, Rachel. Yeah, some beautiful people joining us this morning. Hello from Texas. Love it. Awesome. Keep saying hi if you're joining in. But I wanted to talk a little bit about body wisdom. And, you know, it's so funny. This morning I was making breakfast for the fam. And this is just kind of like a simple example of this, but we were having avocado on our breakfast sandwiches. And I had the 5-year-old, we had 2 avocados. And I told her, I gave her both avocados. And I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to feel these avocados. And I want you to tell me, I'm gonna turn off my phone. I want you to tell me when you listen to your body, you listen to your belly after you hold these 2 avocados, which one of these should we use for the sandwich? And she took a moment, she closed her eyes, she listened to her belly, she opened her eyes, and she said, this one. And we opened it up, and it was a beautiful avocado. And so I had a conversation with her. I said, this is what it feels like to listen to your gut, to listen to your intuition, to truly listen to what your body is telling you about which avocado we should use. And I then asked her, what did you notice when you listened to your belly? And she was like, well, I had this really tingly feeling inside of my belly. And I just knew, like, this is the avocado that we need to have in our sandwich. And I do this often with the girls, but in that moment, it just reminded me how we learn these things as little kids. We learn what it's like before the world tells us what's right and what's wrong. We have this deep sense of knowing what's right and what's wrong. And yes, we learn by failure of what we thought something was right and it wasn't, and we fail. But to be able to tap in so quickly and to know and to truly be able to connect to that part of ourselves, a lot of us, we miss that. And if we weren't given the space as children to be able to really tap into that part of our knowing, to really honor our truth, which is what I did with her this morning, like, hey, which avocado feels right to you? Then as we grow up and become adults, it's usually difficult for us to know what's right for us and to stay in situations longer than we should be in them, to be in a career that doesn't feel fulfilling, to know that we have a deep mission on our heart, but feel like we can't follow it because we're scared or we feel like something's going to happen. And luckily, I didn't know it at the time, and this is what I want to talk about today. I, as a young child, was parented by 2 fantastic parents who did give me the space to be able to tap into my intuition and to be able to really honor my truth. When I was very young, my parents wanted me to go to an all-girl Catholic high school. And I said from a very young age, I want to go to a performing arts school. I want to dance. I want to go to a public school. They gave me the space to honor that. And I was able to follow that. Same thing with college, same thing getting out of college. And as I was reflecting on body wisdom, before I had the language to know how the nervous system works, I've really been living my life guided by body wisdom for a long time. I think about my first kind of jump into the working world, right? When I first started working. For many of you, you may not know this, but I originally moved to Nashville because I had a record deal. And I graduated from college with a vocal degree, landed a record deal in Nashville, and about 2 years into my management deal here in Nashville, I ended up, they tried to get me to go country. I was a blues singer. And I decided to break my contract, which you just don't do. You don't do that in Nashville. But I, out of nowhere, decided to break my contract because it didn't feel like it was in alignment with who I was. Now, a lot of people wouldn't do that. I know a lot of people who have stayed in situations that they knew the situation wasn't in alignment with who they are, and they stayed anyways because they were scared to leave. It was their one chance. But that's one example of me following my body intuition. Something in that moment told me, this isn't right. I'm meant for more. And I listened to that nudge and I followed it. Well, long story short, that led me into going into my first corporate career. I worked for Nielsen and was a sales rep for Nielsen. In a very short period of time, I became one of their highest salespeople in the company. And after being there for almost a year, I had that nudge, that knowing, this isn't right. I'm meant for more. This doesn't feel right. And after a very sketchy sales situation, a couple of months before receiving a huge bonus, I left the job. And that led me into yoga. And I ended up opening a yoga studio. 2 weeks after we opened the yoga studio doors, I had that nudge again. Something isn't right. I'm meant for more. I followed it. I left the yoga studio and I started my coaching practice. And so my whole life, before I had the language of knowing what the nervous system is, I've been following this body wisdom. I've been following this internal nudge to continue to recreate myself and to continue to step into deeper alignment with what my heart and my soul has in store for me. And now here I am. I am happy to say that I have been in the coaching and somatic space now for going on about 3-4 years, but really in the coaching arena now for almost 9 years, which is wild. And I continue to listen to my body wisdom, to listen to this space of what I like to call healthy activation inside of my body, to ask myself, is this pushing me towards growth because I'm meant for something more? And if the answer is yes, I follow that. And what I've noticed with a lot of women who make their way into my world is that they don't have the relationship with truly listening and honoring their body wisdom. Because at a young age, they weren't given the space to be able to listen and know that regardless of what decision they make, that they will be fully supported. And so a lot of them are showing up in careers that they've made a lot of money in, but they're not happy. They're in relationships where they're fine, but they're just getting by, right? It's just this constant low level, I don't know, I know I'm meant for something more, but I just don't know how to get there. I don't know how to make the leap. I don't know how to have the courage to know that I will be supported, even if I leave what feels comfortable. And so part of what we're going to be doing at the Align Retreat, which is what I'm so excited about, and part of what I do inside of my containers, is I teach you how to reconnect to your body wisdom, to reconnect to your nervous system, to know the difference between when are you outside of what's called your window of tolerance, when have you blown yourself out into full activation, and where are you being nudged to come into just claiming more for yourself. And sometimes that can feel scary. I had a client this morning in one of my collective calls who she is a very successful hairdresser, and she also has a side business. She runs a travel business as a side business. And she came to the call today and she said, I've built this massive success, but I'm burned out and I'm tired. And I have built businesses where I communicate with people, but I'm kind of in a space where I don't want to be around people anymore. And that makes me really sad. And she started crying. She was like, I created this side business to help mitigate this in my hair business. And now I have a bigger problem. And I said to her, are there parts of these careers that you love? Do you know in your body that you love parts of the careers that you've built? And she said, absolutely. And I said, well, your nervous system doesn't have the capacity to hold everything that you've built. I said, how much in your current careers, how much are you doing that you don't actually want to do? She goes, a lot. She goes, there are clients that take a lot of my time, and I'm really afraid to let them go because what happens to my income? And I said, let's pause. Because if we're feeling into scarcity around what's going to happen if I continue to hold on to something that I know is not meant for me long term, if we continue to feel into that, then we're always going to be burned out. We're never going to feel like we have the space to create what we want to create. And part of honoring your body wisdom is knowing, and I'll give you this. I fired one of my clients after Christmas. I fired one of them because they weren't respecting boundaries, right? And they were one of my one-on-one clients that is a huge chunk of my income. And I told her this, if I would have said, yeah, but I have to hold on to her because of the income, I would have been going against my body wisdom, because my body wisdom, my nervous system was saying, this doesn't feel safe. This doesn't feel like it is in alignment. This person is not respecting your boundaries. This person is they're not holding up their side of the deal. And part of honoring your body wisdom is knowing that you have to make sometimes difficult decisions, because on the other side that everything that is meant for you is there, but it will require that you honor that part that feels really scary. And most of us don't know how to get still enough to listen to those whispers. So at the Align Retreat, that is going to be one of my number one intentions for you. How can we get still enough to truly listen to your body wisdom? How can we get still enough to truly listen to what your body is telling you is meant for you, what your soul is telling you is meant for you? This island is so magical. I think hands down, it is a healing vortex. There are very few healing vortices that I've been able to step into. One of them is in Moab. The other one has been on this island. And there is something about coming to this island and having nothing else available to you other than slowing down and getting quiet enough to hear what your soul is whispering for you to do. And what I promise you is, by the time you leave this island, that whisper will be so loud, and you will have a game plan on how to move forward, that you will be able to let go of things that aren't in alignment with what your body truly knows is meant for you. So if you are at a place in your life where you feel like, I'm at a crossroads, I know I'm meant for more. I know I'm meant for a deep, fulfilling relationship. I know that I am meant for a career that feels alive. I know that I am meant to feel really great in my body. I know that I am meant to wake up every single day and actually love the life that I'm in and not dread the life that I'm in, not feel constant burnout, not feel like I want to run away from what I've created. And you're ready for what's next, and you're ready to figure out how to step fully into what's next. That is what you are going to do at the Align Retreat. Every person that signs up for the Align Retreat gets a 90-minute one-on-one with me prior to landing on the island, because I want us to have a solid intention for you surrounding what you are going to get out of this retreat. So if that is you, and you are ready to tap deeper into your body wisdom, and here's what it looks like really quickly. Here's what it looks like to not honor your body wisdom. To stay in a career that doesn't bring you joy. To stay in a dating situation. To stay in a relationship that doesn't bring you joy and fulfillment and peace. To go to yoga 7 days a week because you think it's what's going to make you feel really great. To lift really heavy because somebody told you out there that is what is going to give you perfect health and the body you desire, right? It's not being able to connect to what your body and your soul knows is meant for you, and to be able to honor it and move from it versus doing what you think you need to do because someone told you need to do it, or you're too afraid to take the leap. Trusting your body wisdom is knowing that even the decisions that feel scary, even the decisions that don't make sense, you still trust and you make them anyways, because you know how to trust what your body is telling you to do. I am now in a beautiful relationship. I have a family. I have a robust business. I talked about this yesterday, where I have one employee. I work half the hours that I was working a year ago. I make more money and I have more impact now than I did a year ago when I was dating someone that I thought I needed to date because he was perfect on paper. I had my business set up in a way that I thought I needed to have it set up in order to have massive impact and make a lot of money. That was me a year ago. Here I am making more money, having greater impact, and in a fulfilling relationship and loving my body. And the only thing that I've shifted is that I've started listening to what my body wisdom is telling me to do. Even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else but me, I listen to the subtle nudges. So what we're going to be doing at the Align Retreat is we are going to be getting quiet enough for you to be able to truly, deeply connect to your body wisdom. I want you to be able to leave this retreat knowing that the relationship you have with yourself is unlike any other relationship you've ever had in your whole entire life, and you can trust it. So if that is you, drop the word align underneath this video and apply. Come join us. We're over halfway full. There are only a couple of spots left. It will fill up quickly, and I would love to spend time with you. We're going to be doing hands-on somatic practices. We're going to be doing heartfelt workshops. You're going to be learning from not just myself, but also the owner of the island. Her name is Brittany. She is a badass female who has accomplished a lot in the world. We are going to have really nourishing foods. We're going to be moving our bodies in ways that are connected to our somatic self. So we're going to be doing some deeply immersive somatic exercises, which are a little different if you've never done body-led somatic exercise before. It's going to be a really beautiful experience. So if you are looking for a getaway to truly connect to yourself, come apply, hang out with us. I would love to have you there. So I hope everybody is enjoying their Friday. I'm going to go back out and maybe go back out in the snow. But I love you all so much, and I just wanted to come on and talk about that. The importance of connecting to your body wisdom and truly, deeply knowing what it means to honor it. Because when you learn and you live your life from that space, anything that you desire for yourself is possible. So happy Friday. I'll talk to you guys soon.